Okay, so today I'm going to show you the increases and the lace and the decreases that we're going to be using to create the spring lace scarf. You can buy the pattern on my website, on Ravelry, Etsy, wherever you like to purchase patterns, and it'll give you all the specific details, but I wanted to make sure and show you how we're doing the decreases and the increases that you're going to need. And so this is this one is done in 4 colors with 3 mini skeins and 1 skein. Really, it was a little over half of 1 skein that I used for this dark green here, and 3 mini skeins. And so this one that I'm working on now is going to be 2 skeins of yarn, and so it'll just go back and forth between the 2 colors. And so you can really kind of play with that and see what contrasting colors that you like, and make a beautiful lace scarf for spring. It's easy, it's fun, it's really quick. I did mine in less than a week. Topped it off with some fun pom-poms. You could put tassels. I think I'm going to put tassels on this one. You could do fringe along the ends. It's up to you. What do you want to do? So here is how we're going to do these increases, and I'm going to move these out of the way so I can get right here in the light for you. So the first thing we want to do is locate the horizontal bar in between our stitches, and this is going to be for a make one right. And so this increase creates a right leaning increase, and so of course we want our increase to be right leaning, so it's going to go this way, and then our other increase goes left leaning, make one left. So in order to do that, a make one right, you locate this horizontal bar right here in between your 2 stitches. You're going to take your left hand needle and you're going to go underneath that horizontal bar from the back to the front, and then you're going to knit into the front of that stitch, the front leg of that stitch, and you've got your increase. I'm going to do it again. Locate the horizontal bar in between your stitches, this right here. Put your left hand needle from the back to the front. You're going to pick up that horizontal bar from the back. Then, and you can see I use my finger to kind of give me that little room that I need to get to knit that stitch. And now I've got 2 stitches. So that is our make one right, or some call it make one back, which is also very easy because you go from the back to the front. That's kind of an easier way to remember it, but it doesn't help you to remember which way it slants. So make one right helps you to remember that you're going to go toward the right. So I'm going to get to the end of this row here. And you can watch me knit in real time. Okay. And we're going to get all the way to the last stitch. Okay, so now we've reached the last stitch, and we're going to locate that horizontal bar again in between. Now this one's a little bit tougher to locate, but you just want to get right there, that stitch that is in between. I'm trying to see if I can. You just want to get that stitch right there in between. You can kind of see it when you open it up. It's going to be that horizontal bar. And on this one, to make one left, you're going to go through the front of that horizontal bar. And sometimes it can be a little tricky, so you might want to hold on to it and slide it through. So you're going to go from the front to the back, and then you're going to knit into the back of that stitch. Okay, we'll do it again. Locate that horizontal bar. Sometimes you have to stretch your stitches out a little bit so you can locate it. through the front and knit into the back. And that gives you a make one left or a left leaning increase. Here is a way that I remember which way make one left and make one right, how that works. Okay, here is how I remember which one is which whenever I see make one right and make one left. I sort of imagine that the R turns into a B because it looks like it. And so I think, okay, that's kind of like a B, and make one back. And then for the make one left, I turn it into an F. And so I kind of go, okay, if I turn this into an F, that's make one front. So it looks a little similar, at least in my head. That might help you. Just whenever you see the make one L, you think, okay, if I flip it over, it looks like an F, right? And the make one R, well, if I add a little extra, it's make one back. So that's how I do it. I don't know if it would be helpful to anyone else, but I thought I would share that. Okay, so I am doing my setup rows for the lace, and I've got my stitch markers on, and I'm using my contrast color and setting up for the lace. And this lace is a very easy repeat. It is not difficult. If you're new to lace, you can totally handle it. We're going to be doing yarn overs, we're going to be doing slip, knit, pass over, and knit two together. And so very easy, basic decreasing and increasing to be able to do this lace. Really, the body of the lace is, you know, just repeated over and over and over. And so once you know what you're looking for and how to read your stitches, then you'll be able to work this lace repeat with no problem and get this scarf on your neck in no time. Okay, so I'm going to try to avoid hitting the table with my stitch markers, and actually I'm going to pull that one this way because I got to knit my border. Okay, so for the lace, we're going to do our border stitches, and that's why we've placed our marker. And then we are going to do a yarn over, knit two. This is the slip, knit, pass over. So you're going to slip a stitch, knit a stitch, and then pass that slipped stitch over the knitted stitch. And it gives you a decrease that leans to the left. And then we do a knit two together. So you just knit two stitches as if they were one. And that gives you a right leaning stitch, or a right leaning decrease. And so you can see that they sort of point towards each other and give you a nice little point there. And we're gonna yarn knit. Okay, and I'll show you those decreases again. Slip, knit the next one, pass that slip stitch over, and then knit two stitches together as if they were one. Okay, and since you have two decreases here, you want to balance that out with two yarn overs somewhere in your repeat. And so that's why we have our two yarn overs, and it gives it a really pretty eyelets. And then you have sort of that it's called a fern lace. So we slip the stitch over. You don't like reorient the stitch or anything, just pass it from the left hand to the right hand. Slip, knit, pass, and knit 2 together. And then we have our yarn over. Good. And that gives you this beautiful lace. You're going to be repeating that over and over. It's a 4-row repeat, and you can see those knit 2 togethers and slip stitches, slip, knit, pass over here, and knit 2 together there. So they'll always be leaning towards each other. And then we've got our yarn overs that create that beautiful eyelet and give you the sort of a climbing vine, really, look here, that it's traveling, and that the lace is sort of just growing really from your scarf and your stitches. And so those are really the only stitches that you need. You're going to have those increases, make one right, make one left. You're going to have these decreases, which are slip, knit, pass over, and knit 2 together. And we can see them there. And then you are going to use those same 2 decreases when you're finishing your scarf and you're coming at it this way from this direction. You're going to do this, and then you're going to start doing the same ones, which is slip, knit, pass over, and knit 2 together on this side. And so those stitches, those 4 stitches really are what you need to be able to create this beautiful scarf. And I hope that you love it. I hope that you pick some beautiful spring colors and celebrate the season and have a good time knitting.